The Phantom Music in the Woods. My wife Cheryl and I had just moved into our dream home in a quiet Georgia town. It was supposed to be the perfect place to start our family. Big yard, peaceful surroundings, and a patch of woods right behind us. But our peaceful new beginning turned dark on our third night. As we lay in bed, just 20 minutes after turning off the lights, a strange, vintage song started blasting from our backyard. It wasn't from the neighbors. It was inside our yard. The old song, "Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf," played loud enough to send shivers down our spines. I opened the window, and the music seemed to come from the woods. Stepping into the yard, I confirmed it. There was no one in sight, just the eerie tune fading into the darkness. We dismissed it as a prank, but the next night, it happened again. This time, the creepy "Tiptoe Through the Tulips" blared, echoing through the night. But what really got us was when I went out to investigate. Cheryl screamed from the window, "Run! There are people behind you!" I turned. 3 figures stood at the tree line, motionless, just watching me. My heart nearly stopped. I bolted inside, locked the door, and we called the police. They found nothing but took the radio left behind as evidence. To this day, we don't know who they were or what they wanted, but we've never felt safe since. The intruder in the night. I had just bought my first house in July 2022, finally escaping the noise of living with my insomniac dad. It was my peaceful haven, or so I thought. One night, after taking a sleeping pill, I was jerked awake by familiar footsteps on the stairs. Half asleep, I thought it was my dad, but then reality hit. I was alone. Nervously, I called out, "Dad!" Silence. I opened my door and froze. At the bottom of the stairs stood a tall man in a mask, staring up at me. I yelled for him to get out, and shockingly, he left through the front door. I thought it was over, until I heard the back door slam. There were 2 intruders. Terrified, I locked myself in and called the police. They searched but found no trace. Nothing was stolen, but the psychological damage was done. I sleep with a knife next to my bed now, always waiting for the footsteps to return. The watcher across the canal. When I moved into my canal-side home, I expected tranquility, not terror. The first few weeks were peaceful, until I noticed a man standing in the darkened house across the water. He didn't just glance, he stared. It became a nightly ritual. I'd look out, and there he was, motionless at his back door, watching. One night, I turned off my light and peeked out to see if he'd move. He didn't. I decided to ignore it. But then, a loud crash shook my house. The back window shattered, a brick lying on the floor. I was sure it was him. I called the police, but when they investigated, they found the house had been foreclosed for months. No one was supposed to be living there. I later went to check the house myself. The back door was unlocked. I stepped inside, and from upstairs, I heard faint movement. I ran out and never looked back. Cameras now guard my home, but the fear remains. Who was that man, and why was he watching me? These are not urban legends, but true stories from people who thought they found a home, only to uncover something sinister lurking in the shadows. If you think your home is safe, these tales may have you questioning every noise in the night. Stay vigilant, or you might just become the next horror story.